Live stream of the decade. That's the emoji. What's going on, guys? Woo! It is chilly Saturday morning here in SoCal. It's not terrible though. I think it's probably in the low 50s, high 40s. Whatever. Wherever you are, it is probably colder. So, because whenever you mention, "Hey, it's cold outside," or "Hey, it's hot outside," people are like, "It's colder or hotter wherever I'm from." Chi-Town, California, first one here. What's going on, brother? Happy Hanukkah. Hope you guys had a very, very Merry Christmas. And yeah, Hanukkah's actually still going on. Worked out perfectly that way. Let's see. Wow, a lot of people already showed up. Cowboys here. Daniel, Jordan Snyder, Batter, Freedom Vance. What's up, folks? Ha ha. That's my Mickey Mouse voice. Ha ha. Michael Graves says, "Hello, Jory. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, is here." Stephen Lowe says, "Hi, bro." Presents for 8 days. Winning. Catalino Sopriano. Soplario, excuse me, sorry. The text is quite small. Says, "Got a notification this morning." Parent says, "Hey, T3. Jordan says, "Dig the new Red Wings. I have a pair just like it." Well, I'm wearing them right now, actually, but I'll show you later. Johan from Sweden. What's going on? A lot of new people, a lot of regulars are already here. Sakari 1138 says, "Happy New Year." Actually, you know what? Because we're not going to do the wristwatch check just yet, I'll show you the Red Wings. So, sitting down, so the cup is quite high, but these are my Red Wing 8-inch classic mocks. Yay, yay. And we got that good Vietnamese iced coffee in the building. Oh, it is actually kind of chilly here in the shade. I'm happy I'm wearing these. Anyway, I prefer Nike. Yeah, well, not when it comes to boots, baby. So, guys, it is crazy that we're all, because I feel like I just did a thank you for 2018, and now it's already end of 2019 going into 2020. It's just bizarre. But that's I'm the time teller, and I can be the first one to attest. Time is crazy. Time is absolutely crazy. Dean is here, so all rants are a go as long as he authorizes them. See, Pierre Parent says, "Chile in California, come to Canada." I love you, Pierre, but that's one of my big pet peeves is no matter like where you are or what you say. Like, for instance, I was in Lake Tahoe and it was literally 9 degrees and I was like, "It's cold outside." And I posted something on my story and people were like, "You think that's cold? Come to blah, blah, blah. You think that's cold? Come to blah, blah, blah." It's like, okay, guys, yes, it's cold relative to what I am used to. It's just so bizarre. Like, for instance, when I talk about growing up in New England, I was like, "Yeah, New Hampshire was really humid." People were like, "You don't know humidity till you come to Virginia," which is true. Virginia is quite humid, but it's like, come on, do we really need to one up each other with the stupidest, like, most mundane thing ever, such as the climate? It's literally just a pleasantry. Me saying, "Hey, it's chilly outside. Hey, it's yeah, it's a little bit humid outside." And people were like, "Oh yeah, you're not from where I'm from." People in the park are like, "What the heck?" One thing that is not, arguable is that my boots are way cooler than yours. So, yeah, these are Red Wing 8-inch classic mocks. These are literally the most comfortable boot you can buy. I'm not just saying that. We already have some super chats. Gypsy Bird Dog with the super chat says, "Explorer over the Submariner." Guys, I almost agree. I have an Explorer too. I have a Submariner. I would like a 1016 Explorer, but I don't have that yet. The Explorer is much more versatile than the Submariner. I'll tell you what. Sakari 1138 with the super chat says, "Cold in California, come to Hoth." Stephen Lowe asks if the Vietnamese coffee is back to its gloriful taste, and it is. The girl, she got some extra training on how to make it, and it's good now. See, oh, there's a learning curve, guys. Ivan Mayha. Probably butchered your last name, and I'm so sorry. He says, "Hi, what are your thoughts on Lord Elgin, vintage Elgin in general? I really love Elgin watches. You got to watch some more of my content. You're a newer name here on the channel, so welcome to the channel. But Elgin has a very special place in my heart for a few reasons. Number one, my great-grandfather's watch was an Elgin Small Seconds, and I absolutely love that watch. Very sentimental. I had it in service for 6 months when we recovered it. And we got all the parts and everything, and it's in working order. I don't wear it much because of how special and how fragile and how old it is. Another reason why Elgin is a very cool company is because my dad, when he was younger, actually helped demolish the Elgin factory in Illinois. My dad's from Chicago. So kind of some sentimental history there. I think Elgin's a very cool company. Any current Elgin, any current iteration of Elgin is just a fake, a fraud. Same thing happened to Wittenauer. Milk and the moderators here. Car Guy 427 says, "Howdy T3, did you have a great holiday?" I did, and I am, because Hanukkah is still going on. It just so happens that the calendars aligned perfectly, and Christmas was right smack dab in the middle of Hanukkah. So that was awesome. But I had a fun Hanukkah, fun Christmas celebration as well. I went to a little Christmas Eve party. I threw a little Christmas Eve / Hanukkah party where I actually cooked the food and dessert, which is crazy, I know. And then on Christmas Day, I did what every Jewish person does, and I went and got some Chinese food. So that was really fun as well. Reading comments. Chi-Town, California says, "Chilly in Canada, it's 90 below zero in Antarctica." Exactly. It's always colder or hotter than wherever you are. Dave Nolan says, "Nothing cooler than Doc Martens." You must be kidding. Doc Martens? Doc Martens are the Invicta of boots, pretty much. And you can quote me, because I know James K. will. Doc Martens are purely for the look. The build quality is terrible. You can't actually use them in harsh conditions or anything. Their back end upkeep is terrible. Red Wings, you buy a pair of Red Wings, if you break laces, they give them to you for free. They oil and condition the boots for free. You bring them in and they will do stitch fixing for free. They'll do some leather fixing for free, and then they resole all their boots as well. So now Nick Turnka says Iron Rangers and Beckmans are way cooler, but those are Red Wings as well. So now we can argue about various Red Wing models. I think the Roughneck and the Classic Mock are the best ones to go with. I think Iron Rangers are overplayed, overhyped, and they're not as versatile because you can't really wear them outside. Like, Iron Rangers are like city boots. Freedom Van says, "For some reason, I thought your dad was a physician." My dad is a physician. I don't know where that came up, but yeah, he is. James K says, "I think Invicta has a Doc Marten collaboration." Cowboy Swami with the super chat says, "If Rolex prices, is Rolex prices worth it if bubble bursts?" I think it all depends on what you're. So okay, it is difficult to say what is worth it and what isn't, because I think that people have different spending power, right? Different spending abilities, different spending habits, different income, and different variables as to what they deem as worth it or not. If the bubble bursts, okay, and if these prices are stabilizing and or going down, as some people are theorizing, uh, then I suppose, yeah, it would be a good time to grab one if you want a Rolex. Um, but see, all these things like Chi-Town saying, Jory, what do you think of the argument that Rolex wants to be as exclusive and as expensive as Patek? I don't think that's the case. I don't think Rolex wants to compete with Patek for exclusivity because, like it or not, Rolex actually has much more brand equity than Patek, which is more valuable than having the most exclusive pieces, right? When like the majority of the world knows the name Rolex, they know the brand name Rolex. However, really, only watch collectors really know anything about Vacheron or Patek. Okay, I've said it in multiple episodes. Vacheron Constantine is kind of the last bastion when it comes to the Holy Trinity, because Patek, AP, that has made it into the mainstream with the celebrities and stuff. When you're looking at red carpet functions and rap videos and stuff, you don't really see very many Vacherons on their wrists. Uh, so, um, yeah, Mr. Shinobi is here. But to answer the super chat from Cowboy, uh, if the prices do stabilize, then yes, now would be the time to grab a Rolex if you wanted one. But I wouldn't say grab one as an investment piece and sit on it because markets are volatile and that's just silly. If you'd like me to theorize about 2020 predictions, then I can do that because I have some ideas about that as well. Reading comments. Bongo Nutty is truly nutty because he says Uggs are the best. Steven, certified T3 bot says, I'm in the shower, but I caught a notification and I'm no quitter. Amen. Reed, my uncle Reed says, happy holidays and wishing all a prosperous 2020. Amen to that. I agree. I hope everybody has a great end of. We don't have to wait for 2020 to have a good time. So let's make sure the end of 2019 is good as well. Freedom Van says something about Chippewa. Chippewa is just a wannabe Red Wing. Couldn't tell I'm a very opinionated person. I still love you, Freedom Van. Alexander Kilindarov probably messed up your name. I'll just call you Alex. Says, what's up, Jory? Saying hello from San Diego. How is it down there? John Frey said, certified T3 bot says, hey, it's that bearded guy talking to himself on the street again. True. Alexander says, happy Hanukkah to you from San Diego. Thank you so much, brother. Sefkan Duigu says, hey, Jory, best wishes from Germany. What do you think about Omega Speedmaster Reduced? Well, I am not as much of a fan of it as a Speedy Pro. I don't think it's a worse watch. I have a Speedy Pro. That's the one that went to space. That's the one that I fell in love with. If you have smaller wrists, though, I think the Speedy Reduced is a very cool watch. It's a great watch. Jonathan Hernandez says, that Jory Goodman? Bro, no way. It is Jory Goodman. Reading comments. Stephen Lee's here from Harlem, from the Big Apple, New York. Says, it's been a bit, but nice to see everyone. Well, welcome back, man. Anthony says, did you do a video on budget Holy Trinity? I feel like you did, but I can't remember. Anyway, what brands would make up that Trinity? I'm sure Seiko would be in there. I think I did, guys. Can one of my moderators look that up? I think it'd be under the top watch picks. I did do a video on the affordable Holy Trinity. I guarantee you I did. Marcelo Dietrich says, holla. Milcom, can you pull up that that episode? It is the affordable Holy Trinity. I did do an episode like that. And the sun was on me, and now I'm hot. What's going on? Oh, guys, can we just appreciate? Hold on. Let me take a sip of my coffee. Young Excellency says hello from Atlantic, Canada. Marcelo says happy Hanukkah. Well, happy Hanukkah to you, my man. Reading comments, there were some really interesting. There's some really interesting comments that I saw. Is the Tudor Black Bay worth the hype? It is not worth the hype at all. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says it's not, and I absolutely agree. Lewis Kohler, certified T3 bot, says, what's a good watch book? And James K again says, A Man and His Watch. Lewis, I would absolutely recommend A Man and His Watch. That book is the most accessible book on horology, in my opinion. And when I mean accessible, I don't mean easy to find, because you can find it on Amazon. It's everywhere. I think you can even get it at Barnes & Noble. But A Man and His Watch is very accessible because it's not solely reference number based. What I don't like, I mean, I enjoy them as well. It's fun to learn from and look through. But what I try to stay away from recommending are these sort of encyclopedias that are purely reference number hounds, and I do throw around certain reference numbers like the 1016 or the 1500 or this or that, but I'm also trying to show you guys the watches I'm referring to as I mention these reference numbers. Some of the other outlets for horology, they're a bit too spec heavy, and they're not as accessible for the common watch collector. So getting back to the topic, A Man and His Watch is very accessible to the full gamut of watch collectors, people that are just entering the hobby, and people like myself that have been collecting for a little while, and then people that know much more than myself. We can all enjoy A Man and His Watch because it's easy to read, short blurbs on very prolific watches, some very expensive, some very inexpensive, and they're all very prolific watches, so you can kind of read as to why these watches are so important. And so A Man and His Watch, Milcom actually posted a link to my affiliate store, so if you click that link and you buy the watch there, you actually support the channel a bunch, so thank you so much. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says, also available on the T3 store, A Man and His Invicta. That's not true. It's a cautionary tale. James K, certified T3 bot, has a link if you guys want to go and watch that. I believe that's a link to the affordable Holy Trinity video. I did one video this year kind of amending the Holy Trinity. See, now I got to put my coat back on because the sun went away. And then I did another video the week after that about creating an affordable Holy Trinity. And I believe that was the link if you want to watch that. But great question. Any experience with Rado watches? No. I get questions about it all the time. I got to get one for the channel so I can actually start talking to you guys about that. Marcelo says, yes, I got that book for my birthday, 12/21. Oh, happy birthday, man. Happy belated. We just missed it. So very excited. Well, good job, man, because that is that's an absolutely great watch, or great watch book, I should say. Reading comments. Jacob Stark says, what do you think of the Seiko orange bezel, the 42.5 millimeter with the black bezel? Orange bezel with the black bezel and rubber strap. Which reference? Is it a turtle? Is it one of the solar tunas? Scout 1874 says, shout out to the squirrels over your shoulder. Amen. Chi-Town, California says, Jory, did you inherit your awesome beard from a Greek ancestor? No, probably a Jewish one. I don't think I have Greek ancestors. Probably Mediterranean somewhere, but probably not Greek. Mohammed says, will you start selling new watches? Probably not anytime soon. That doesn't seem interesting to me. I'm much more passionate about vintage watches and sharing kind of my passion for vintage watches with you guys through my store. Selling new watches is another is seems kind of sterile and it's a can of worms that I don't really want to open right now. Jordan says, thought in old versus 2020 Alpine Stars. Which would you buy? Thought in old versus 2020 Alpine Stars. Thoughts on old versus new 2020 Alpinists. Dang autocorrect. Well, we're just gonna have to wait for a video. I think you guys are gonna have to wait for a video about the new Alpinists, and there might be a comparison. What do you think of that? Reed, my uncle Reed says, any thoughts on the forthcoming Seiko Alpinist that will be released in January? Is it going to be a larger case? So here's what's interesting. Because you guys are so interested in Alpinists, I don't think. Oh, okay. The Sarbo 17 was listed at a 38 millimeter case. There was some controversy about that because everybody that owned one realized that it's a 39 millimeter. Not that you're going to actually, notice that on your wrist, but it's true. If you use a caliper tool, the Alpinist does measure 39 millimeters. So then, when the SPB 089, the blue dial, was released in 2019, it was listed at 39 millimeters. So what did people do? They freaked out because they're like, wait, the Sarbo 17 is 38 millimeters, but Seiko says that the SPB 089 blue dial is 39 millimeters. So they're making it bigger. No, it's just that Seiko realized that they were mislabeling their watch, and they fixed that. They're literally, I've measured them both. Horror mirror, what's going on? I've measured them both back to back, and they're both the exact same. So if the new Alpinists are going to be 39 millimeters, I guarantee you, I'm saying if they are going to be listed at 39 millimeters, I guarantee you they're going to be measuring the same as the 38 millimeter Sarbo 17. I'll have to wait until I actually see one to know if it's actually gotten any bigger, but I don't think it has. Movement is upgraded, larger power reserve, display case back, and a magnifier. I will probably get a white dial, by the way, just so you know. I'll probably get a white dial. Milkman Moderator says, hey, how do you feel about Seiko's push-up market? A lot of people feel like the value is disappearing versus Swiss watches. I don't think that's the case. I understand why people are. Muhammad says, you've described the perfect watch. How so? Why is your heart breaking? What was the question? Oh, okay. So Seiko is pushing up market in a way, okay, but they're not pulling things. They're not abandoning the entry level market. I actually did a little video talking about Seiko's manipulation of their own product line. Okay, I think that Muhammad, they are coming out with a green dial for 2020, so you'll be fine. I think that Seiko 5s will be upgraded, essentially taking up the very large and generalized Seiko space. So when Seiko was releasing Seikos, things that didn't have any other writing or branding on the dial, that's all going to be Seiko 5. So anything below $1,000, I think, can remain Seiko 5. Okay, moving closer to 1,000 and in the 1,000 range, like from 750 up, is probably going to be under the Prospex line or the Presage line. Okay, anything around above 1,000, anything above 5,000, I think will be Grand Seiko now. So you used to be able to find Grand Seikos brand new for 4,500, like brand new from a dealer. That's not going to happen anymore. I think that series will be for the new really high-end Presage spring drives and the Prospex LX spring drives. That's going to be around the $5,000 mark, and their pricing proves that. Anything above that, so above the $5,000 mark, will remain Grand Seiko. Grand Seiko is making a big push, and I think that, as I've said multiple times in videos, Creator will remain Creator, and most of us will probably never see a Creator because they're just uncommon and very expensive. The Burger says, greetings from Vienna. What's going on, man? Jonathan says, I know the Rolex date is your jam. Thoughts on the Rolex date, just 1601, etc. I like it. I think the date wears a little bit better because, as we all know, oyster cases wear large. The date is just a very classic size. But the date just isn't that. I like the 1601s and everything else. If it's 36 millimeters, it's fine. Sakari 1138 certified T3 bot. Get any watches for Hanukkah? No, I asked for no watches for Hanukkah because I'm too busy focusing on acquiring watches for the store. And I didn't buy myself any watches for Hanukkah either because I'm being smart and I'm too busy. But that doesn't mean we don't have any new watches for review. Is it time for a wristwatch check, guys? People are yelling at me. Wristwatch check, wristwatch check, wristwatch check. Let's freaking do it. What do you guys think? Oh, one of the gifts here, guys. You know what? It's getting kind of sunny. Let's move. You want to do a short little rundown of some gifts that I got for Hanukkah because I'm wearing a couple of them. This is a LL Bean insulated. That's the word I was talking about. This is a insulated LL Bean flannel. Very warm. So I can use this as a jacket, and it's more than warm enough for whatever I need here in SoCal most days. And then this was a gift as well. These Red Wing 8-inch classic mocks. I've always wanted a pair. My Roughnecks, my Red Wing Roughnecks, I'm absolutely in love with. So these aren't taking the place of my Roughnecks. Because the Roughnecks have the very chunky lugged sole. So when I go camping or I go, in the wet stuff or any harsh climate, like when I was in Tahoe with the snow, I was wearing the Roughnecks because that just gives you much better grip. But as like a fun everyday boot and a camping boot, these 8-inch classic mocks are freaking awesome. So those are two examples of some things I got for Hanukkah. But let's do a wristwatch check because you guys are interested. Oh. So guys, I'm traveling to Lake Tahoe and filming and doing all those things. I had to. I was unable to wear like my regular cycle of watches, so I haven't worn this in like 2 weeks, and so for the last like 3 days I've been wearing this because I missed it so much. Let's take a closer look. So this is my 40 millimeter Rolex Explorer 2. Excuse me. 16570 is the reference number. Let me see if I can get that in focus. I'm so sorry, guys. Absolutely love this watch. It's tough. It's rugged. Totally fits my. I was gonna say totally fits my lifestyle, but it's not like I'm, you know, always in the wilderness. But I do go out and about with Connie. We go hiking and camping and overlanding in the Jeep. So, you know, I'm for the most part a field watch guy. I go through cycles though. You know, like if you spoke to me in 2017, it was all about dress watches. 2017, I was obsessed with dress watches, guys. I don't know what it is. And then finally in 2019, I acquired my Grail dress watch, which is technically a sports watch, my Reverso. And then I was kind of like, wow, this is the pinnacle of, I've peaked. This is as good as it's going to get, Jory. It's all downhill from here, boy. What are you going to do? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to settle until I get my Creator HE2. So, Epic Theory says, not a Cartier. Well, I already have a Cartier tank, so it's all good. Reading comments. Sam Brooks says, hello, Jory. Bongo Nutty says, big price increase on these. Yes, guys, I got this watch at the perfect time. And you can't hate on me for that because I brought you guys along with me and I said, hey, guys, get this. I was like, guys, get this watch because this is the next one to go up. And it did. I don't even want to tell you what I paid for this, but now it's like $7,500 and I didn't pay anywhere near that. So I got, yeah. Steven, certified T3 bot guys, says, don't stop until you're powerlifting in a porcelain dial creator. T-Bank says, so I got to find a way to say this without getting shmishmanishmized. I got to find a way to say this without getting shmishmanishmized. What would be the best mechanical watch that could handle the shmir? I think a lot of them could. For instance, when I've done such things, I've worn my Boulder Expedition 2, the V1, the first version, the Expedition 2 Everest. I've worn my Alpinist, Sarbo 17, a lot of times doing that, and it's perfectly fine. The Boulder Expedition 2 has a Salida movement automatic, and the Seiko has its own in-house automatic. I've worn the Big Crown Pro Pilot doing that. I think people are more worried than they have to be about that stuff. So, just get an Alpinist and do it. But yeah, we can't talk about that too much because we'll get shmishmanishmized. Greyhound says, do you still love the Oris Big Crown Pro Pilot? I just got it with Blue Dial. Yes, that's one of my favorite watches. That's one of my favorite everyday watches. I absolutely love that freaking watch. And a video I'm about to make, it's going to be one of the first videos for 2020. Oris just upgraded that watch. Not in a way that I would like really like. They didn't upgrade. How do I say this? The upgrade isn't enough that I'd want to trade my current Big Crown Pro Pilot for the upgraded version, but it is cool. So they have applied indexes that have a little bit more of a dynamic look, and it's the applied indexes are solid lume, so the thing's going to, they say it's going to have even increased legibility. So yeah, I think I do want to talk about the new Pro Pilot because I love the Pro Pilot so much. Mohammed says, see ya, bruh. Moema says, what do you do to check the accuracy of your watches? Just take them to my watchmaker. I'm like, check this. Joshua says, good evening, Jory. Sorry for the latest of my arrival to your live stream. I've just been at the gym. Hope you had a lovely Christmas, my man. Don't forget about the coffee. I will not. Cheers. Rolex is not chasing Patek. I disagree. Freedom Van says, Jory, with your new project of the shop, you aren't going to have enough time to review all your pieces. So can we please get a state of the collection video already? Yeah, once I get to 100,000, that's going to be the first video I work on. Guys, get me to 100,000 subscribers and you will get a state of the collection video. I'm so excited for that. Chi-Town, California says, what do you think of the Fisher Space Pen? So are you talking about the pressurized pen? I have one, and my dad gave me it when I was in my teens, I believe. And I have it in my desk. It's very, very cool. The pressurized astronaut pen that can work in like zero gravity and stuff. Very, very cool. I love that watch. Daniel Katz with the super chat says, thoughts on Enamel Ordain versus Alpinist 2020? Alpinist. Guys, I don't think the new Alpinist is going to be a bad watch. I think the worst part about the new Alpinist is its price tag and the magnifier, which people will probably dislike. Milgauss versus Explorer 2, very different watches. Chevy guy. Milgauss, when I first got really into watches, was like a grail of mine. I thought it was one of the most beautiful watches out there. I thought it was really cool, had a really cool story. But then, I don't know, when I actually started acquiring watches and learned more, it kind of fell off my list. I don't know. I'm slowly coming back around to it though. But between that and the Explorer 2, I gotta go Explorer 2 because, I mean, obviously I have an Explorer 2 on my wrist right now, and I don't even own a Milgauss. Hey, Smitty says, hey, just in. What's up? What's going on, man? Russian astronauts just use a pencil. Pilcom the Moderator says, I always wear a G-Shock when I'm schmiring off the schmuns. That's true, they can't demonetize us if we're talking about puns. Ooh, Diesel, this is another episode that I am going to be talking about in 2020. Kind of gotta maneuver myself away from the sun here. 1 second, guys. Timex is, so everybody's freaking out about the Seiko, like the push that Seiko has been making with rearranging their catalog, but people are failing to pay attention to the big push from Timex. So Timex, I had a big conversation about this with my friend the other day. What's cool about Timex is that once they reissued the Marlin, okay, something clicked over at Timex and they realized, okay, so we were getting a large market share of just kind of basic consumers. And by basic consumers, I mean people that they need a watch, like they want to wear a watch, but they don't really care about watches. So kind of the basic market, I wouldn't even consider entry-level market because these aren't people that are watch collectors. The basic market was kind of drawn to Timex because Timex had a name and they are inexpensive. But once Timex reissued the Marlin, Timex realized, okay, I think we might be able to tap into the collector's market. So then they did a few other iterations of the Marlin. Then they did the Timex Q. Once they saw the hype around the Timex Q, Timex realized that they absolutely can tap into the collector's market share. So Timex is making a big push now, and we can see it in 2020. I'm making an episode about this. That Timex is going to be catering much more to the collector's market. It's still going to potentially be entry level. It's going to be under 1,000, but Timex is grabbing more brand equity, and they're, other orological media outlets are doing write-ups on Timex watches. That should tell you everything you need to know. Daniel Cat says, exercises suggest later on weak wrist. Later, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Reed. Uncle Reed. Real quick, Reed. JVM says, will the beard get shaven in 2020? Absolutely not. I don't know. Everybody asks me that. Like they're like, will you shave it when you get this many subscribers? Will you shave it? No, it's literally never happening. Reed says, Jory, thoughts on the JLC Polaris? Love it. Absolutely love it. Blue dial, textured, gorgeous. Big fan. Got to play with one. Really cool watch. Tough, functional, looks good. One of my favorite top 5 watch companies. Reading comments. Some really good questions this week, guys. I'm impressed. Thank you so much. Joshua says, any videos upcoming with any tutors? Potentially, yeah. 2020, I might actually get some in the office and show you why I hate them. Dean says, hey everyone, don't forget to hit the like button. We are low. Guys, we're low on likes apparently, so hit that like button. Come on, what you doing? Chevy Guy says, when is the restock happening? Well, you'll be happy to know that there's a fresh, hot batch of watches ready to go. I'm waiting for the new year. Yeah, there's going to be some really cool watches at the Time Teller shop. Who wants a restock here? Out of everybody here, who's actually interested in a restock? Can make it happen maybe before the new year. I don't know. James K, Certified T3 Bot says, will you start offering signed prints at the T3 shop? I might just do that if you guys are interested. I don't think I have the clout to sell signed prints, but if anybody would be interested in those, then I'll absolutely make it happen. Dean says, restock and a rant. And guys, by the way, every time someone buys a watch, I handwrite a letter to them. So I don't think that's any like extra incentive to buy, but just know I do write you guys, and it's not, an assistant or one of the editors doing it. It is me writing you guys letters. So yeah. Reading comments. Nick P says, Jory, thanks for your informative and amusing content this year. Best wishes for 2020. Thank you, brother. I always laugh. Amusing content. That's true. That's true. I try to be amusing, guys. I appreciate that. Andrew Goldsmith says, Doug DeMuro, big car guy, says autographs. He sells autographs. Can't hurt to monetize everything. I mean, guys, I will. Malcolm says, we know Austin's writing letters. Yeah. If you guys want signed prints, then I'll absolutely do that. I don't think that I'm important enough to do that, but I'll do that if you guys want. Freedom Van says, my 11-year-old stepdaughter got me a 6-position watch box for Christmas. Such a thoughtful gift. I love those types of gifts because it's something you use regularly. Joshua says, what watch are you wearing today? I missed the beginning. I'll show you. Explorer 2. 16570. Sell beard samples. That would be hilarious. Jonathan says, know that the autographs are signed with the Mont Blanc. Actually, that's true. As funny as that is, it's already become kind of a little ritual that every note I write to you guys is signed with my Mont Blanc. So just know that.
Remember going to Disneyland? We went on the Dumbo ride.
Anthony Lopez. Great question. Hey, Jory, what's your go-to strap for a field watch? I want to change things up currently. Got mine from Barton on a leather NATO. So that's great. I like Barton. Barton sent me a few of their canvas straps and a few of their sailcloth straps to test. Special thanks to Barton for doing that. Guys didn't have to do that, but they're a great group of guys over there. I don't have any personal experience with their leather NATOs. But what I will say is you're on the right track because uh, I think, excuse me, I think that um, any watch that I actually bring camping, I like to have on a NATO. So I would like to recommend for my size wrists, I use Wrist Candy Watch Club NATO straps because they have enough extra material that I can actually properly tuck them back behind the keepers. So again, special thanks to Wrist Candy Watch Club for supporting the channel and doing some giveaways and sending over some straps to review. Um, so I would say I have a 7.5 inch wrist. Uh, it's hard to say. I have a 7.5 inch wrist, so Wrist Candy Watch Club NATOs work best for me. But if you want a field watch privy strap, I would go with any NATO strap. For me, Wrist Candy Watch Club. Special thanks to Wrist Candy Watch Club for supporting the channel. Hey, Smitty says, I wonder if you'll be as cool when you get 100,000. I don't know what that means. Joshua says, I was at the gym today. I noticed his gold and steel strap. He asked if I could work this racing bike. I asked him if he had a Rolex, as I noticed the bracelet seemed very reserved. Did I offend? I don't know if you offended a guy. I don't know if I would go up to someone and ask if they're wearing a Rolex, only because they don't know what your intentions are potentially. So I don't know if that's the best opener. Maybe uh, maybe I would instead of saying, "Hey, do you are you wearing a Rolex?" Instead of that, maybe be like, "Hey, I'm really into watches as well. I noticed you're wearing a watch. That's awesome." Oh, and then start the conversation that way. I don't know if I'd start with something as intense as listing the brand. Chi-Town, California says he means will Jory let the fame get to him at 100,000? The answer is no. Chi-Town, I appreciate that. I'm about to say something that's going to sound very narcissistic. I have over 80,000 subscribers right now, and I don't think that I've let myself change at all. I mean, if anything, I've changed for the better, right? Like, I've become more consistent making content. Hopefully, the content's gotten better. I have a system. I have people helping out the channel now. So hopefully, we've progressed better. But I don't. But if I'm not gonna say, oh, I already have 80,000. So what's a couple thousand more? No, I'm not saying that. I'm blessed for every single subscriber I have. But I think if my track record has proven anything to you guys, hopefully, um, I've proven to you that I try to stay as level as possible. So will I be as cool at 100,000? I can guarantee it. But if I'm not, you have the right to put me in my place and unsubscribe if you want. 100,000, maybe I will collab with Warby Parker. Dima, God willing, that will happen. Someone asked, let me see. Someone asked if what the best entry level Mont Blanc is. Here's what I'll say. I am not a pen guy. I appreciate a good pen. That's why I invested in a Mont Blanc. I'm, however, also a lefty, and writing with a fountain pen with your left hand is not as fun because you smudge a whole lot more. Okay, because as you're writing, your hand sometimes drags over the paper, over the words that you've just written in fountain pens, because the ink is much more prevalent and flows more freely. You're more prone to smudging. So I have what people have told me in the comment section. I have the Mont Blanc equivalent of a quartz watch because I chose to get the Meister Stuck roller ball. So I have a roller ball instead of a fountain pen. Why? Well, because I use my pen a whole lot, and I don't want to have to keep uh, smudging. So, best entry level Mont Blanc, I would say the Mont Blanc Meisterstuck Rollerball. Here's a little tip: do not buy them on Amazon. Okay, there's been a lot of issues with Amazon sellers selling fake Meisterstucks. Okay, there's certain ways of finding out if your Mont Blanc is real or not. One of the easiest is you unscrew it. Okay, it's very simple to do. You unscrew the body of the pen. You put up that pen to a bright light, and it should shine a burgundy color. Okay, so the black Meisterstuck body will actually glow burgundy, and that's because of the kind of resin that it uses. Okay, so if your Mont Blanc Meisterstuck, excuse me, doesn't glow that burgundy color under the light, and you've gotten it from a sketchy place, there is a chance that you don't have a authentic one. The reason I know this is a lot of people on Amazon were writing that they bought their Meisterstucks on Amazon. They dropped it or whatever, and a piece broke, so they took it to a Mont Blanc dealer, and Mont Blanc was like, "This is fake." So do not, just don't buy your Meisterstuck on Amazon. And that was kind of a little rant. I'm sorry I didn't warn you guys. Hey, Smitty says, you're the best, man. Well, you are. Freedom Van says, I just have to write backwards. Yep, gonna have to pull Leonardo da Vinci. Daniel says, you've changed. Every cell in your body has changed, but good Jory has not. Good Jory has not cool wise. Yes, that's right. I haven't changed cool wise. Guys, if Warby Parker sponsors the channel, I'm going to throw a party and live stream it. How funny would that be? If Warby Parker sponsors the channel, I'm going to throw a party and have Warby Parker pay for it. That is going to be hilarious, and we're going to do that. William J says, pretty low on the likes, guys. Pater says, would be great to hear you on the Scottish Watches podcast. Well, go tell them. Go tell them that you want to hear from me. Defunct Legend Font Dog says, yo, love your catchphrase about not making time. Just telling it, B. Yo, I don't tell time. I just tell it. Dima says, oh, speaking of which, Jory, there are a lot of refurbished Alpinists on eBay. What do you think? Outright fakes? I doubt it. I doubt they're outright fakes because, believe it or not, say whatever you want about Seiko, there aren't very many fakes out there. They're not easy to service, and they're not easy to fake. And there's not a big fake market. There's not a big counterfeit fake Seiko market. Doesn't mean that there aren't any fakes out there, because there are, but it's not very common. So are they fake Alpinists? Probably not. Have they been tinkered with? Potentially. So I probably wouldn't buy one, but yeah. Andrew Goldsmith says, for first time watch buyer, most comfortable everyday bracelet from modern Rolex. Oyster Basic clasp, Oyster Double Prof Series clasp, Presidential, Jubilee, Small Town, can't try them on side by side. So I would say, as far as most comfortable, Oyster bracelet. And I'm wearing an Oyster bracelet right now, and it's extremely comfortable. It depends, though, on the watch as well, because this has nothing to do with comfort. But if you're getting a smooth bezel Rolex, get the Oyster bracelet. If you're getting a fluted bezel Rolex, get the Jubilee. They're all quite comfortable, but I like the comfort of a Oyster, which is a basic clasp. Papa Shark, certified T3 bot. Haven't seen you in a while, and now that you're here, you misspelled my name. But I think it's on purpose. It says, Jory, what's up? I finally get to watch another live stream. I've missed you, brother. Happy, I almost said Happy Hanukkah. Well, yeah, Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas. Defunct Legend said, you still powerlifting? Yes, I am. Not competing, because I'm an old man, but I still hit the gym. Sam Brooks says, Jory, I have a buddy that went to Nepal. He brought a Patagonia coat that you turned it inside out, and it was the North Face coat. That's actually very funny. He's like, yo, guys, I got this awesome reversible Patagonia. He flips it inside out, and it's a North Face. That's awesome. Romy says, when it comes to accuracy, it seems Salida movements almost perfected, I think, which almost equal to even better, or even better than chronometer one's 2 seconds ahead. Yeah, Salida makes great movements, guys. I'm a big fan of Salida. I don't care what anybody says. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says, I once watched a live stream for 20 minutes before realizing I was watching a fake Jory. Hell yeah, that was on purpose, Jorwen. Papa Shark, missed you, brother. Dang, 3 a.m. Your kid got you up early, huh? Nick P, do you have an update on the channel and your plans for 2020? Well, we've taken a short break for this past week. Obviously, because of holidays, everybody's doing different things. We're also getting things prepared for 2020 and for the shop in 2020. We're still going to be doing the 3 episodes a week, I think, unless someone didn't tell me something. And essentially the content's just going to be much better. But I don't want to give you too much insight on the episodes yet. So you're going to have to stay for that. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says, I'm Jory Goodman. You know what's funny about that is I'll tell people like my last name's Goodman. And you know when it's an M-A-N last name, you don't necessarily say the man. You just say min, right? Goodman. It's just kind of easier to say. So sometimes when I say Goodman, people will write Goodmin. Goodman. Milk of the Moderator, certified T3 bot, says, any gear upgrade plans, lights, cameras, lenses? You're going to have to wait for that. But yes, all of the above. I'm planning on upgrading lens, getting new lens. Lighting, we might stay the same as far as room lighting. But I don't want to give you too much insight, but there might be another angle. There might be another shot that we're going to be implementing for the channel. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we're trying to get everything rolling. Cowboy Swami with the super chat says, in your opinion, how long until G-Shock resin case breaks down? It depends on how it's been used. I can't really give you a timeline because there's some people that have had G-Shocks for much shorter periods of time than myself, but they've used it in very harsh conditions and it's broken down. It's hard for me to say, honestly. Anthony Lopez says, I feel you, Jory. People always misspell my very, very complicated and unique name. Anthony Lopez. Laszlo Devai, certified T3 bot, says, Jory, I'm planning to buy a Hamilton khaki field mechanical. Can I swim with it? I've gotten mine wet. I think you'll be able to. I would rather get a Serica, honestly. That threaded crown just makes me feel much happier about it. I know. Oh, you just like that watch because Matt Haranek made it. No, it's a great watch. It's so funny. People tell me, okay, the same people that say you can't talk about a watch until you've held one, until you own one. Those are the same people in the comment section being like, My Invicta's better than that Serica. My Orient's better than that Serica. Whatever. My Hamilton's way better than that Serica. It's like, okay, you've never even heard of this watch before I showed it to you, so how can you have an opinion about it when you're telling me I can't have an opinion about a watch that I don't own? My Casio Edifice is better than a Tuna. I get that. I used to get that one all the time. Papa Shark with the huge super chat. Thank you so much, Papa. You rock. He says 20 for 2020. Advanced Happy New Year to all T3 bots and Army members everywhere. Just got my Constantine check it. Joker! Oh my gosh. So it really is a Happy New Year. That is an awesome watch. Guys, if you don't know his Instagram, you have to check it out. That's a whole lot of watch, bro. How long did you have to wait for that? When you want to talk about watches that are done by hand, all of his watches are literally done by hand. You got to check it out. Papa Shark Mazel Tov. Thank you for the super chat and enjoy your very cool new watch. No, I meant Constantine's Instagram. You got to check his. You got to check his Instagram because he shows him working on all the Joker watches. He ordered it in January. Dang. Got it in November. Wow. The Serica has mineral crystal, which ... kind of does suck. Oh, I love that ellipses. The ellipses adds that passive aggression. I just love it. Well, kind of does suck. No, I don't think it does because I think people get too caught up on specs. Would I have preferred a sapphire? Absolutely. Does the fact that it has a mineral crystal make it so it's terrible? I don't think so. Catalino says, gotta drop off now. Happy New Year, Jor. And to all the Time Teller fam, Happy New Year, brother. See you next decade. Boy, that's a great joke. What do I think of the Bull of the Moon watch? I thought I had a video mentioning it. I love it. That's one Bulova. That's one modern Bulova. And when I say modern, I mean a Bulova that is made currently that I would love. I think it's a great watch. They made it a little big, but it was a great watch. Very, 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 very cool watch. William J says, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. Bang. Papa Shark's making us all jealous. He says, I have mine fully custom, have a nice custom bezel with my family's initials on the bezel, loomed eyes, and an outline of the dial. Papa Shark's an absolute baller, by the way. And I'm glad that Papa deleted his Instagram because he makes my collection look like junk. Love you, Papa.
I'm just a Pacific motherfucker.
Demonetized.
I'm just a Pacific motherfucker.
Targa, haven't seen you in a bit. Well, no, you're regular now, Targa. Says, hey, Jory, thanks for the terrific content this year. Here's to a great 2020. Targa, love you. Thanks for joining the channel. So happy that you've been here regularly. The park's getting rowdy. Yeah, just some skateboarders. We're just here to party, guys. Thanks so much, man. And Papa Shark's gonna send a picture to me of the Joker, and I'll share it with you guys. Maybe I'll do an episode about it. That'd be cool. But yeah, dude, Targa, thanks. Happy 2020. It is kind of surreal. Feels like not that long ago I started the channel, and the truth is I haven't been on YouTube for that long. But but boy, has it been an awesome ride, and it's only getting better. Constantine's Instagram, Milk and the Moderator, has a link to it if you want to check out his work. Crazy detailed, hand done, hand finished work. Whole lot of watch. Yeah, whole lot of watch. Shut down. What do I think is the Corvette of watches? Honestly, Probably. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Marathon, JSAR, because everybody talks about how cool it is, but then when you actually look at its performance, it's not great. So yeah. Roro says, what will be your first 2020 acquisition? This is just chronologically speaking, no pun intended. Probably the Alpinist, right? Because I gotta get, I want to review that, so that'll probably be like the first watch I get in 2020. I think, or the Serica. Might pick up a Serica. Andrew says, my secret, not so secret plan. Well, there's at least 100 people here right now, so. And there's going to be like a couple thousand more that watch the replay of this. So definitely not a secret anymore. So save up for, I'm going to save up for a few years, wait for 22, 82, 39 to crash in price during the recession. Stealth wealth baller status 2025 with secondhand tri-motor Cybertruck. Wow, you're going to ball out. Sam Brooks, have a great time. Happy New Year. Bernie, is the new year the beginning of the new decade or the beginning of the end of the decade? Good question. Both. The answer is yes. Car Guy says, what's the most underrated watch this decade? What is the most underrated watch this decade? You know what watch didn't get enough hype that should have? Is the Mont Blanc Heritage Pulsometer. Oh man, I wish YouTube had a way on mobile when I'm live streaming to pull up pictures and show it. When people ask me things I want to see in 2020, I want Google to implement that. I wish that I could like pull up a pic right now in this interface, but I can't. One of my moderators, please, salmon dial, powder blue, powder blue markings. I'm going to say a watch that should have gotten much more hype is the Mont Blanc Heritage Pulsometer. That watch is freaking ridiculous. Over $30,000. I think they only made 100 of them. I can't. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I can't. Even if I did get on the list, I wouldn't be able to afford one. But that watch, that might be one of my favorite watches of 2019. But yeah, I think that was underrated. I think that should have gotten more hype, and I did my best to express my love for it. But yeah, Siphone is here. What's going on? Happy late holidays and happy New Year. It's not late holidays. The holidays are still going on. Hanukkah is still going on, and we still have the New Year. It's still the holidays, guys. Paolo Zucchetti says, "Oh, bro, what's the best watch 2019 for you?" Okay, I think I kind of actually just answered that. I'm gonna say Pulsometer, but I mean I don't own one. But what's my favorite watch that I got in 2019? The Reverso. I don't know how I could pick something other than the Reverso. I mean, I got an 18 karat gold Vacheron as well this year, so it's not like I did bad. But I'm going to say that the 14 karat gold Reverso Classique mechanical was probably the standout for 2019. But let me know what you guys think. What do you think was the best watch I got in 2019? You know what, guys? I'm gonna have to talk to my team and my moderators as well. I mean, they are part of my team. I'll talk to the moderators and I'll talk to Gato and Dallin, and I'll see what we can do about live streaming so that I could maybe potentially show pictures while I live stream. That'd be great. Papa Shark says, totally missed the wrist check. Well, Papa, because you haven't been here in a while, we're going to do another wrist check. Also because I love doing wrist checks. The XP2. 16,570, 40 mil. On the wrist, baby. It's a little looser on my wrist today because it's been so chilly out that my wrist has like shrunk a little bit. So when it gets hot out, or when I'm hot, you know, you expand a little bit, but it's cooler outside, so there's a little bit more space, but it's not hanging off the wrist though, so I don't mind. What I don't like is when there's a ton hanging off. Can't even get my finger, so we're good. How's my XB2's timekeeping? Great. Absolutely within Cossack standards. I'm not as savvy as you though, Papa, with the freaking clown watch, but Diesel with the super chat says thoughts on Detroit Watch Co. versus Shinola. I can't pick Shinola, so I'm gonna go with Detroit Watch Co. Bro. Papa says, oof, that Explorer 2 is hot. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Love this watch. Time set to GMT. Shout out to all my UK viewers. So many UK viewers. Huge demographic on my channel, so I gotta keep tabs on you. What's the time in the UK? I'm watching you guys. So I know when it's proper tea time and I can join in with me Vietnamese coffee, yeah? Malcolm the Monitor says he can start bringing his computer to the park lights and his camera. Oh my god. Also, do you guys want to know a little sneak peek about, because you guys have been asking me about any new updates for the channel. Do you guys want to know a big update for the channel that I haven't told you guys about yet? We're over an hour in, so only the real ones are here. So I'm going to let you know. You guys want to know a big update for the channel? I'm going to wait for everybody to tell me yes or no. The birds are back in action, by the way. Yeah, I guess. You guys are jerks. Alpha M is going to be a co-host. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. So Carter, nah. Podcast. Next question. You heard me. Milcom, with my team, my editors. Siphon says, even my watch is happy. Ooh, the time told. Might have to steal that from you. No, we don't know if it's going to be called yet, but yeah. So, podcast. Andrew says, I already treat YouTube as a podcast, listening to it while I'm doing other stuff. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. Papa Shark. I just give people minute updates of the time. That's all I do. I have like a soundproof room. like all these like $1,000 microphones and everything, and I'm live streaming, and all I do is just give you minute by minute updates of the time. Oh my god. Chi-Town, California, will you show a pic of yourself without the beard? 100,000 subs. I might show a pic, but I'm not going to shave my beard though. Why would I do that? Twelve 1, 12 1, 12 1, 12 2. But yeah. But yeah, guys, let's get. I'm running low on the caffeine. Let's get some more quick fire questions. You guys, this week we had some very good questions. Some really, really, really good questions. I'm impressed. Rami, Jory, do you share information with other watch bloggers such as TGV of the Urban Gentry and Teddy Baltazar? So I don't know if we, I don't know if it can be called like sharing information, because any information we have, we all have the same access to all the same information essentially. But what I will say is I have the pleasure of interacting with some of these guys, and let me tell you, they're all great guys. I've never had a bad interaction with any other watch, with any other purveyor of watch content. I haven't met with a whole lot of them. I haven't interacted with a whole lot of them, but what I will say is the ones that I have, they've all been great. So Teddy and I interact, via the internet once in a while. Adrian from Bark and Jack, Jody from Just One More Watch. These are great dudes. Very nice guys, and I urge you to check out all of their content. You can tell them I sent you. They've been nothing but nice and supportive of me, and I'm of the belief that there is an abundance of success and availability and viewership. So once one of them does well, we all do well. So I pray and I hope the best for all of them, and it helps me out as well. So yeah, but do we share information? I don't know. I don't know what you I don't know what you mean by sharing information, but yeah, I mean we interact once in a while. Like Teddy and I interacted on Instagram the other day. We were writing to each other a little bit. But yeah, those guys rule. But everybody wants to know about TGV. The only interaction I've ever had with him is he commented on one of my videos once. Like once. That's it. And yeah. Super chat. And guys, I know that, and I have to say this like bi-weekly. I know everybody wants like the juice and the like drama to happen so that they can get insider info. I don't like talking about other dudes' livelihoods. I don't like talking about other dudes' channels because I understand how hard and how much work it is to, put out content consistently. But what I will say is everybody I've interacted with have been awesome. So that's what I can say. Papa Shark with a super chat said, I'm still waiting for the episode where you talk about what designs of a watch really make you say, I love this watch. Let me screenshot that because that's actually something cool. Screenshotted that comment. That's a good idea. That's going to be one of my earlier episodes this year. Let me think about that because that's something that I'd actually have to sit down and think about. Because a lot of things that draw me to watches are kind of intangibles. That's a great question. Let me think about that. William J says, Joy prefers not to comment on other YouTubers or on politics. Very true, because I don't want to alienate anybody, because I don't care what walk of life you're from. I don't care which side of the aisle you're from politically. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who you like. I want everybody to watch my content if you like my content. If you don't like my content, you don't want to watch it, that's fine. And if you don't like my content but you want to watch it and leave a dislike, that's fine too. John says, you handle this constant question with grace. Well, I appreciate that, bro, but I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. I understand that people want to know the inside scoop of things, and I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I don't really have an inside scoop on anything. But, yeah, what I could say is all the people I have interacted with in this community, and it hasn't been a whole lot of them, but everyone that I have has been awesome. And they know a whole bunch, and they make really awesome content. So watch it, watch all that stuff. Gypsy Bird Dog with the super chat says, "Can you fix a stretched bracelet, or can you only replace it? Jubilee more prone to stretch?" Gypsy, yes, the Jubilee is much more prone to stretch. My mom has a date on has a Rolex date on a Jubilee, and it has stretched out substantially over the years. And I've gotten it fixed, gotten it tightened up, so they can fix. You got to take it to people that know how to do it. But yes, they can be reformed and fixed. So that's, yeah. And you're spot on. Jubilee bracelets, because each ring is obviously a smaller piece of material, they're more susceptible to stretching out over time, and also depends on the material. So if it's a soft metal like gold, they're prone to stretch. James K, certified T3 M moderator, says, "Jory, much respect to you for not pooing on other YouTubers and channels. I bet everyone that does that would never put themselves out there with their own channel." I tend to agree with you. And I'm not going to advertise for the people that are who I'm about to talk about, but there have been other channels that have made content talking about me and trying to gossip about me, and that's perfectly fine. But it just so happens that even their content about me doesn't get very many views. So what's their incentive? There's been there's one person that comes to mind who didn't like what I had to say about a certain watch company, starts with an I, and this person, I guess, really likes them, so he used my picture as a thumbnail, and I guess called me names and stuff, all because I spoke about a watch I didn't like. I didn't watch the episode. I only knew about it because other people told me about it. And let me be clear, I get this multiple times a day, guys. About twice a day on Instagram, someone has a post about how they don't like me. And it's like, guys, I live in your heads rent-free. I don't pay for anything, and I'm living in your head. Move on. Watches are not that serious. Milk the moderator says, "Jory's not gossip worthy until he hits 100,000 subs. Let's do it." That's true. No one cares about me. Targa says, "Hey, Jory, what was your winner of the independent company and model of the decade? PS, noble. Love your attitude to your competitors. Very positive. Continued success to you. Good guy." Thank you so much, brother. Another thing I want to clarify, I don't really see these other watch reviewers as competitors, and I hope they don't see me as competitors. Again, I want to be clear, guys. I'm a very competitive person. This is one area in my life that I do not feel the need to compete in. Again, there is an abundance of success and accessibility when it comes to viewership. Just because another channel gets views doesn't mean that they're taking views away from me. In fact, the algorithm proves otherwise. The more views another watch channel gets, the more potential views I'm able to get. So there's actually no incentive to compete. I just need to be there and keep putting out the good content that I try to put out. So if you go into this with that attitude, trying to take something away from another person or thinking that they're taking something away from you, you will not thrive. Okay? I understand, just like we spoke about, I think, in last week's live stream, there are other channels that grow much faster than me, that get subscribers much faster than me, that get views much faster than me. Does that keep me up at night? No, not at all, because I understand that I'm an acquired taste. Dude, look at me. I'm a big, bearded dude that cracks jokes every 2 seconds, that has random bits in my watch reviews, crazy editing, and I don't take it that seriously. I understand that that is not palatable to a lot of people who just want to watch an episode about a watch. I get that. So I just understand that I want to make the content that I want to make because I am passionate and I have fun making that kind of content. And look at the people that I get to hang out with. There's at least 100 people here right now hanging out with me on a Saturday. What more could I freaking ask for? I am one of the luckiest people ever. It's I wish I could convey how thankful I am. Okay? Am I where I want to be? No. That's where my competitiveness comes in. I'm not satisfied. I want to keep growing. I want to keep doing better. I want to keep finding ways to make better content. But not at the cost of worrying about, oh my God, this person put out an episode and it's doing better. Like, who cares? I want their episode to do better. It's just like, I want their episode to do well. Number one, because they deserve to do well because it's content, but also because if that episode does well, I'm going to show up in the recommended. So it's like it's just crazy. Papa Shark says, "Glory Goodman, praise be." William Jace, this is by far the best community around. Amen. Gitmo Holiday, honestly one of the funniest names I've ever seen on YouTube. Says, "Never change, dude." Amen, brother. I won't. James K says, "The beard is insidious." Milk of the Moderator says, "Glory Goodman." Papa Shark Certified T3 Bot says, "I didn't sub to T3 the first time I watched the channel, to be honest, but the beard glory grew on me." Yeah, I can't tell you how many times someone writes on my channel and is like, "Hey, I didn't like this guy, but I keep watching his episodes, so I think it's time to subscribe." I think that's most people. Andrew Goldsmith says, "I'm sure most folks do what I do, become interested in watches and all the major watch reviewing YouTube channels at the same time. Rising tide." Amen to that. James K, Certified T3 Bot and Moderator says, "Don't want to ruin this, but low troll activity today. Guess they're off for the holidays." Yeah, they took a break finally. Milk of the Moderator says, "Jory's channel is so different from everyone else." I tend to agree with you, Milkum, and I appreciate you for noticing that. But again, it's not because I strive to be different. I think it's just because I am different and I see things differently. And, Jody's channel is different from my channel. Not because he's trying to be different from me, just because he's just different. We're all different, and that's what I freaking like. Mark Boda says, "You're fantastically funny, clever, and smart." Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And just as James K mentioned the low troll activity, I guess we got some because the band hammer came out. Morgan, the Druid, says, "I heard Bark and Jack talk about you saying that he'd like to have your number of subscribers. That brought me to your channel. So it's quite organic how you guys inadvertently work alongside each other." Yeah, dude, Adrian is a great guy. Like all of these guys are great, and I hope that we all do well. So it wouldn't, dude, it would not be fun if we were all putting out the same, if no, it wouldn't be fun if there was only one person putting out content, and it wouldn't be fun if we were all putting out the same kind of content. We need a bunch of people with different perspectives and different opinions. What I don't understand is getting attacked for those opinions. That's something I'm all about. A debate. I'm even all about an argument if you want to have one. but it's weird when people start taking it personally. Like people, dude, even to this day, my 5 reasons I hate Invicta video is one of the top viewed videos on my channel. People in the comment section are just personally attack me for it. So they won't attack my arguments, right? They won't attack my 5 points. Instead, they're like, you don't like Invicta because you're ugly. And yeah, this guy doesn't wear Invicta because he's clearly a virgin. It's like, what does this have to do with any of the points that I made? Oh wait, you can't attack any of my points, so you just have to attack me personally. Well, typical Invicta wearer. Tony says, hi from England. What's going on? Got my watch set at GMT for you, baby. Says, I found you via other watch channels, and I love the humor, even though I'm a stiff upper lip Brit. Well, cheerio. Glad you could have a spot of tea and watch my content. We can all have fun, guys. There's very serious watch channels, and then there's less serious watch channels. I think I'm way over on the less serious side, but I'm just trying to have fun. William J says, Al M asked a great question a while back. What's everyone wearing to ring in the new year? Guys, that's a great question. What is everybody going to wear during the new year? When I heard that question, I think that I don't know, when I think of the new year, I think of my Presage Sorry 082. Just because there's something kind of fanciful about that. So yeah, I think my Sorry 082 Presage, just because it's very elegant and fun and celebratory. Mark Boda says, not that I think one way or the other about it, but do you really wear a toupee? Yeah, dude, it's stuck on my head. This is fake, guys. I have it glued on my head every day. I have my own hair and makeup team. The beard is fake. I'm just kidding, guys. My hair is real, but my beard's fake. Anthony Lopez says, not sure how I found your channel, but you and the Urban Gentry are my favorite, and you guys often have differing opinions. It's great. Amen. Thank you for that. Diesel says, gotta run, Jory. Happy New Year. I will see you next decade. Buy Jory's toupee, epoxy at the time teller. Thank you, Milton. William J says, Jory doesn't like smartwatches, homage watches such as Dan Henry or Steinhardt, fashion watches such as Fossil or non-vintage Invicta, or Bauhaus-style watches. He's also not a big Citizen fan. Amen to that. Car Guy 427 says, I found your channel for the Polywatch episode. Ah, yes, I used Polywatch on my Hesalite Speedmaster. Uh-oh. Roar of the Tiger wearing the Interstellar Hamilton. Mark H says, your channel is one of the few channels I watch regularly and wait for the new stuff. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Lee Bishop, Jory, what's up? How is it over there? I got my GMT set to UK. I am paying attention to you, Lee. Eball says, started watching TGV and found this place due to YouTube recommendations, so the algorithm is working. Amen. Have you got the new Alpinist? I don't have it yet. I will be picking one up because I think it'd be valuable to review it, especially because of how outspoken I am about my love for Alpinists. So, yeah. Jory. Dima says, Jory, back to the Alpinist. Do you think it could become a proper classic? I think in the future, as years go on, yes, I think the Alpinist will be one of the more prolific watches people talk about. I think it's going to be more famous than I think it's going to be similar, but probably even more prolific than how we look at the Seiko Bellmatic. So if you guys recall the Seiko Bellmatic, there's almost a cult desire for that watch I think the Alpinist, as years go on, is going to be even more prolific than that. Papa Shark, Happy New Year, brother. See you in 2020. Andrew Goldsmith says, could I get away with wearing a dress watch on a NATO, or would I be seen as confused and tacky? Kind of like the JLC MC Moon phase, and I don't like leather bands. Well, James Bond wore a Submariner with a very poorly fitted NATO strap, so I think you'll be fine. It's good enough for Bond. It's good enough for us normal people. Jeremy Rosenstock says, Happy New Year, brother. Last live stream of the decade. What are you going to be wearing to ring in the new year, Jeremy? Tell me. I hope it's the Moon Timer. Aquis or Diver 65. Between those, probably one of the Diver 65s, but the Aquis is great. Joel says, happy. Lee Bishop says, I got my Starbucks 17 purely because you have it. Lee, that's one of my all-time favorite watches. Easily. And guys, because so many people, I think this is proof, so many people are asking my opinion on the new Alpinists, I have to get an Alpinist. I have to get a new one, is what I mean. John says, did I just hear love for the Bellmatic? Just acquired my 5th the other day. Hashtag obsessed. Well, John, yeah, the Bellmatic's one of the coolest, honestly, one of the coolest Seikos out there. Don't own one currently, but really freaking cool. One of my best friends owned a Bellmatic, and he stupidly sold it. Whatever. New member, John Conan. Thank you so much. He is one of the. He's probably going to round out the T3 army for this decade. He might be one of the latest T3 certified T3 bots for the T3 army in 2019. Holy cow. Thank you so much, guys. Of course, I have to tell you, we can't do any of the content that we do here, the 4 Ps of content a week, without my certified T3 bots. You channel members help us out so much. You guys might not realize it. My phone's telling me my battery's dying. You guys might not realize it, but you guys seriously help me out so much. So thank you, honestly. Like 4 pieces of content. We can't do it without the support of our T3 bots. So you guys freaking rock. Totally voluntary and out of the goodness of your hearts, you do it. So you guys freaking rock. Hold on. My earbuds are chirping me now, telling me that I can't, that they're dying. So thank you, John Conan, everybody. Round of applause for him. Reading comments. Jeremy says, on vacation, so I brought just one all-around watch. I'll be wearing my Omega Seamaster. Hey, that's not a bad watch to ring in the new year with, though. Or I should say, with which to ring in the new year. Lee says, what about the old white ones? They're awesome, but like a rocking horse. So, okay, the older, I'm trying to show you. There's been this squirrel making noise behind me. So the older white dial, I forget the reference number, the older white dial Alpinist, so cool, very hard to find. So I'll just probably get the new white dial Alpinist. John Conan, certified T3 bot, says, you're welcome and thanks for all the info and fun your channel gives. Least I could do. I appreciate that, brother, so much. Thank you. Mark Boda says, do you have a real job? Do you have a real job? If so, what is it? Well, most people would probably argue that I don't. William J says, Jewish, business consultant, freshly barbered, sipping Vietnamese coffee, wearing Warby Parker glasses, driving a Jeep Rubicon or a Subaru STI, 7.5-inch wrists, much larger biceps. Connie is the love of his life. That is the most accurate rundown of me that we can get, and Milcom the moderator resonates that statement, and he says he's a business consultant. It's true. Cowboy Swami with the super chat says GMT versus UTC. So when it comes to applied functionality, UTC and GMT display the time in the same way. So there's not going to be a noticeable difference, okay? Technically GMT and UTC are different, but when it comes to the applied display of the time, there is no difference. So it comes down to the watch. I think both of those, they're essentially the same complication, is what I'm getting at. The Zin or Zin UTC is one of the coolest watches ever. But GMT is just more prevalent in the watch world right now. Pudge says, in the new year, laugh more, love strong, forgive often. Happy New Year. Amen to that. Only one Seiko. Which one? Alpinist. Mark Boda says, IT consultant? No, I'm a business consultant. I'm not an IT consultant. Very, very different. Reading comments. Andrew says, Jory, simply, whose fault for the Rolex supply-demand gray market waitlist problem? Rolex ADs or another? The whole answer, the simple answer is a lot of that. Like, they're all to be blamed. The ADs, Rolex itself, the gray market itself. But one of the biggest problems that people don't want to talk about, and this is not pointing fingers at any nationality or anything, but one of the biggest issues, Briar Blues is here. Briar Blues, God bless, Happy New Year. Hope you're finishing 2019 strong, and let's go into 2020 even stronger. Briar Blues is a great man. So, okay. I'm not pointing fingers at any nationality, but China is kind of to blame, okay? China's consumer market is huge. They had a lot of money to play with. They had a lot of money to spend recently, and they spent a lot of it, and they bought a lot of Rolexes, and believe it or not, that does affect the supply. Okay, when the demand is strong in another area of the country and the consumerism is strong in another area of the country, I'm not saying Rolex isn't as well to blame, and I'm not saying Rolex isn't capable of producing enough pieces for everyone, because they probably are, but I'm saying is, yeah, China bought a lot of Rolexes in the past few years, and that does affect the consumer market as a whole. We can't think of horology consumers or watch collectors just being in a bubble of Western countries, right? We have to remember that the world is a globe, or, you know, for those of you who think that the world is flat, and that's your problem, but there's many areas on this earth, and a lot of people are buying watches, so yeah. Jonathan Hernandez says, some would say Jory is the simple consultant. Freedom Van says, surprisingly little car talk this week. Yeah, it's true. Which is weird because I just modded my STI a little bit. If you guys see my Instagram, you'll know what I'm talking about. Roar of the Tiger says, oops, forgot to like this stream. Done. Thank you so much. What's best bang for buck watch? Hamilton, Seiko, Casio, Orient, Oris. Shinetown Jory says he won't mod his STI, then proceeds to mod it. Yep, I'm an idiot. Freedom Van says, I follow you on Instagram but missed the mod. Oh, I finally got the electric engine then. No, I didn't. Brand new set of Sparco Terra wheels and a new set of the brand new Yokohama Advan V601 Apex. Those things are grippy, boy. Those are some grippy boys. I'm telling you.
Jory, best place to look for 16570 Polar with box and papers. Well, Chevy guy, I think you should use the watch sourcing service at the TimeTellerShop.com, and I'll just find you one. I'm not kidding. I do that. www.thetimtellershop.com. We will find you a watch. Chi-Town, California. What do you think of the Nissan Patrol? We don't have those here. Do we? Nissan Patrol. Do we? We just get a Jeep. Guys, if you want Fear the Beard bumper stickers with that logo, do it. By the way, guys, thank you so much for checking out the merch on the site. So many people have purchased the Fear the Beard prints. So many people have purchased the Fear the Beard shirts, and it's been internationally. We have shirts going out to Israel. We have shirts going out to Australia. We have shirts going out to other places in UK. We have shirts here locally in the US. A bunch of people have bought the mugs. Guys, we have Fear the Beard mugs for like 11 bucks on the website. That's such a fun little thing to have, and you support the channel when you buy those. So thank you so much. It makes me so happy every time we get a merch order, because it's just hilarious. It was just such a funny silhouette of my face. When the artist brought that to us, I was like, yes, that is what we are using. So, yeah, so much fun. James K, certified T3 bot, says, oh, he has a link to the watch sourcing service. So if you guys need help finding a watch, you fill out an email there, and me personally, again, not an assistant, not anybody else, I will find you that watch you're looking for. I'll do my best. Freedom Van says, really want black TE37s for my G37. Man, those are like the Submariners of wheels. Everybody wants one. They're so prevalent in car shows. They're played out, in my opinion. They look good on everything. Don't get me wrong. They look good on everything. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. Does the SKX get any wrist time? Absolutely. I love that watch. Local moderator says, are you getting Connie that Hodinkee Leica? Dude, she follows photography pages, obviously, because she's a photographer. Everyone, please follow Connie on Instagram. You guys can throw up her Instagram handle. She takes the best pictures ever, and I'm not just saying that. And it's not like stupid, silly pictures like selfies and stuff. She's literally a professional photographer. She already has a Leica, but she follows other Instagram, other photography Instagrams. And so the Hodinkee Leica showed up on her feed, and she's like, oh my God, Hodinkee is collaborating with Leica? Why? Chi-Town, California, why do people call the FJ40 fake Jeep? Because FJ stands for fake Jeep. Milcom can post Connie's Insta. Yep, Milcom the moderator is on it. Guys, click that link, check out Connie's Instagram. She rules. Jonathan Hernandez says, getting closer to that white gold president. If you guys keep buying the watches at the Time Teller shop, maybe. No. Guys, my goals have shifted. So I'm going to make an episode about this as well, but one of the watches I really want for 2020 is a 1016. If I can get an Explorer 1016 this year, or next year in 2020, that would be great. We're going, dang, that might be my goal. Rolex 1016. Chevy guy says, will Def be hitting up sourcing shop? Don't want to waste Jory's time. You're not wasting my time, brother. Morgan, the Druid, says, shoot, Connie's really good. I'm telling you, dude, she takes incredible landscape photos, urban photos. She literally has an eye for that. Jeremy says, as a Jew, I love Leica and their history during World War II. I just can't justify the price and inability to take a good photo. So, Jeremy, as a Jew as well, I really do appreciate Leica's history in World War II. So for those who don't know, Leica took in a bunch of Jews and helped them escape what was happening during you know, the atrocities of the Holocaust and stuff. So Leica helped the Jewish people out a lot during that time. So yeah, big ups to Leica. But they're very expensive. They're very expensive cameras. James K, certified T3 bot and moderator, says, buy this mug so Jory can buy that white gold stealth wealth day. Man, I really want to see, again, I would love the white gold day, but I kind of want a 1016 more now. Because I've been talking about the 1016 so much on the channel lately that I'm like, I wouldn't sell my Explorer 2 for it though. Okay guys, my phone's about to die literally. Papa came back for the Leica talk. Yeah. But I got Connie a lens for Hanukkah, for her Sony A7, whatever. So that was her Hanukkah, one of her Hanukkah gifts from me. I got her this fancy schmancy lens. So hopefully if you follow her Instagram, you'll be seeing the pictures she takes with it. But guys, my phone's about to die. My AirPods already died. So here's what we're gonna do before it cuts me off. Guys, I love you. I couldn't have done anything that I've done this year without you. I'm not kidding. We got past 80,000 subscribers. I've hired 2 people to help me out with the channel, like 2 editors. We've started the freaking time teller shop. I've been able to express my passion in a new way by actually finding the watches and selling them to you guys. You've literally, not in some indirect way, in a very direct way, you guys have changed my life. And it's almost hard to talk about that without getting like choked up. I'm serious, guys. You freaking rock. I love you guys. This channel, what started off as kind of just a inconsistent, offhand, random thing, has become my entire life. The shop is this new, very exciting thing that I'm working on and I'm learning ways to adapt and make things better. And 2019 has been the best year of my life. I'm not kidding. 2019 has been incredible. So for each and every one of you, especially you guys, my regulars, we've been here for 112 minutes. For my regulars who hang out with me every freaking Saturday, you freaking rock. And this year is dedicated to you guys. I love you. If you ever are unsure of if you matter or your significance, just know I read every freaking comment you guys write, and I care about each and every one of you. You guys freaking rock. Time Away channel, more content will come up. It's been slow, obviously, because so much has been going on with the time teller shop for the holidays. It was essentially a slaughterhouse from October to now. But we're getting more things rolling. I have more footage because I've been traveling a bit. And yeah, there's going to be a restock during the new year. So stay tuned for that. All right, guys, I freaking love you. You freaking rock. Get out of your comfort zone. All right, that should be your goal for 2020. Don't wait for the new year. Let's end 2019 trying something new. Get out of your comfort zone. I swear to God, it will pay off. Do something that makes you a little uncomfortable. Be very persistent, consistent, passionate, and honest, and you will succeed. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Things might not happen the way you saw it in your head, but when you get there, it'll be better than you ever imagined. I promise. That's number 1. Number 2, tell someone you love them. Shouldn't have to wait for the new year to tell someone you love them. So I'm going to start it off. I love you, each and every one of you. You freaking rock. I care about you. I know you because I read your comments, and I know your personalities, and I know your inside jokes, and you freaking rock. So guys, 2019 was a blast. 2020 is going to be even freaking better. I will see you next decade. Crazy. 2020, the roaring 20s. Love you guys. I'm Jory Goodman, the time teller. Always remember, I didn't invent time. Shut up, bird. I just tell it. Love you guys. Happy freaking New Year.